Hello, Richard from budgetguitarist.com. They say that music is the universal language. They say that music is inclusive of everyone, but here's the truth. Whoever you are, there are some genres where you are not wanted, and there are some genres where all are welcome. Of course, there are exceptions to every rule, but for the most part, you're not welcome in some genres, unless, of course, you stay hidden. But I'm also going to talk about how there's hope because some genres have become more inclusive. This is all sounding confusing, isn't it? Let's make it simpler. I'm going to start with my own demographic. 59 years old, married, slightly overweight. What kind of music am I allowed to put out? Well, the formula is simple. Music that people like me might listen to. Modern rock? Too old. Jazz? Yep. Blues? Probably. Bluegrass? Sure. Modern country? Nope. I don't have the looks or the age, but I could theoretically write a song for someone who does. Pop? Hell no. No chance. But again, they might let me co-write a song for somebody young and pretty. Progressive rock? Absolutely. Again, there are exceptions, but go look at the pop charts. Tell me how many 60-year-old dudes you see. Or flip it around. Let's say you're a 16-year-old kid, and you're going to be excluded from the same genres as me, and you have a shot at being accepted in the same genres as me. If you can play really well, you're welcome in jazz, progressive rock, probably blues, bluegrass, any genre that really values being a great musician, and you'll be excluded from the genres where image is super important. Am I trying to make the argument that genres which value image over musicianship are not as good as genres that don't care much about image? I mean, some people might draw that conclusion. I don't want to get into the game of saying my genre is better than yours because music isn't a competition, or at least it shouldn't be, right? I'm just making observations. But there are always people who want to push back against a genre that doesn't appear to want them. When I was a teenager, for example, there were no female guitar players in metal. There were no metal female singers that I knew about. There were female rock singers, but not metal. Now there's tons. These days, if you are a woman and you want to play guitar in rock or metal, you know what? You're still going to have to deal with sexism and stupid people, but you won't have to trailblaze. But AI is now presenting us with some interesting possibilities, at least behind the scenes, right? Is it possible that somebody in their 50s could write a song sung by an AI singer that makes it in the top 40? Yeah, I think it's possible. There have been plenty of hit songs written by older men and women and performed by somebody young and good looking. So let's say you're a 50-year-old dude and you can play guitar and you write songs, but you don't play any other instruments. Well, in something like Logic Pro, you can input your chord progression and you could have AI do the drum part, the bass part, and the keyboard parts while you lay down the guitar track. And then you could have an AI female singer sing your lead vocal, come up with a band name, stick the thing on Spotify, use social media to promote it, and you got a shot at gaining fans, if the track is really good, that is. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. As a musician who took the time to learn how to play all the different rock instruments, the idea that a computer could just jump in and do all that stuff automatically is a little depressing, to be honest. As a music fan, I find those types of automated tracks to be boring. But if I didn't already know how to play drums, bass, and keyboards, I might say, it's good enough. A great song can succeed with mediocre computer parts. Great songs have succeeded with mediocre human parts, for sure. So you have the ability to use technology to democratize music making, right? And you also have the trailblazers who succeed despite being different. And I think these are good things. But, let's get back to the whole age thing. I've been friends with a lot of songwriters, including songwriters my age and older. And old dudes tend to write songs that sound like what they liked when they were, say, between the ages of 15 and 23. My last album, Attack of the 80s Synths, was very much like that. I graduated high school in 1983. So part of the ageism problem is that older people tend to write songs that don't incorporate the latest trends in lyrics, vocal melodies, chord progressions, and arrangements. Another thing is that young people want their own artists, people who look like what they dream of being. And no 17-year-old girl dreams of being an overweight 59-year-old computer programmer. Old people are allowed to be songwriters behind the scenes, but most of us either can't write modern-sounding music because we don't know how, or because we're unwilling to learn. We look down our noses at it. To be fair, there's pop hits with 2 chords and the verses and the choruses sound close to identical. Kids these days, am I right? But it's all BS. Of course, an older person could write a song for a modern superstar. Case in point, the song Say Don't Go was a hit in 2023 for Taylor Swift, and it hit number 5 on the charts. It was co-written by Swift and Diane Warren. Do you know who she is? She had hits in the 80s. She wrote We Built This City. She was 66 years old in 2023 when she co-wrote that hit. Any style, any genre can be studied and learned. It takes talent to write a hit song in any genre. I've often wondered if I could write a modern pop song good enough to make it on a Taylor Swift album. Truth is, I probably couldn't. I could learn the modern trends, and it wouldn't be too hard to analyze hit vocal melodies over the past 5 years and use some of the same phrases, right? But I don't think I could write a lyric that would resonate with young people. I don't know, maybe I'm selling myself short. Put another way, Justin Bieber had a hit where the lyrics to the chorus were, "Girl, you got that yummy yum, that yummy yum." Honestly, I could never write anything that stupid. I don't think of myself as old man yelling at the clouds. As a computer programmer, I'm always looking at ways to make a system do what I want it to do. It's sort of like the hacker ethos, right? If you're an old dude, you're never going to be a pop star. You don't have the image. So your options are to write pop songs for somebody younger and better looking than you, or to write music in a genre that values musicianship over image. Personally, I love the idea of some old fart creating a modern AI pop star and getting rich. Talk about hacking the system. That'd be like a slow clap thing for me. I would love that. It'll happen. But I've saved the best part for last, because on the internet, there are now virtual music scenes for almost everything, and it's bringing people together. People who are really into the Vocaloid scene are really into it. So are the fans of Snarky Puppy and the fans of Wolfpack. Do you know about the Fearless Flyers? When they do gigs, the crowd sings the bass lines. So you might be the only person in your town who likes something, but online there are thousands of you. Make whatever music you want. Your small town might not care, but there's an online community for pretty much everything. Thanks for listening to my rambling video essay. I personally think there's never been a better time to write and record and release your own music. As long as you understand, you're not going to make any serious money at it, probably. Is that depressing? Not to me. To me, it's always been about making the music. Nobody can stop you from making music and having fun. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to write the next big AI pop hit called Yummy Tummy Love. And I will see you again some future Friday at 5.